Everybody talks about the transition going from home to school, but no one talks about the transition of going from school back home. Here's the thing, I don't know if everyone's parents are this way, but here are my parents. No matter how old I get, my parents will always see me as their baby, their son, right? And while no parent is perfect, every parent is at least somewhat protective. They're going to try and guide you and tell you what to do because they simply want what's best for you. Now, whether that's right or wrong, I can't speak on that because I'm simply not a parent yet. I don't know. But that's just the reality. That's just how parents think. And when you're at school, you're fairly untethered. You're free. Your parents can't really do much when you're 5 hours away like I am. But when you're back home, your parents try and reel you in. They're like, man, we don't want to see you get in trouble. A lot of times parents have a difficulty, especially African American parents sometimes, have a difficulty really communicating what things really mean and what they really are. It takes some critical thinking. Because your parent asking you to come home when you're 19, 20 years old and you feel grown, that could be, interpreted as, oh, they just don't want me to have fun, blah, blah, blah. But what it really is just them trying to keep you safe, bro, legitimately. Trust me, it's a parent's nightmare seeing their child in danger. Trust and believe me, it is. Your parent could be wanting you to join this club in school or something. You could be like, oh, why won't they just leave me alone? But really, it's just them trying to push you, bro. Basically, what I'm saying is that going from college to home is a massive adjustment. Being back under your parents is a massive adjustment. But at the same time, it does make you critically think and kind of creep into what's really inside of their minds when they do the things they do and say the things they say. And it may not all be right. It may not all be accurate. It may not all be well communicated. But one thing that really helped me understand my parents was the critical thinking behind parenthood, trying to enter their minds and see their perspective. Even learn what I want to do or don't want to do as a parent when I have kids eventually. But if you're like me and your parents are very present in your lives, the odds are is that they love you. They're your mom, they're your dad, and they really want to see you succeed. They want to see you safe. They want to see you do great things. So here's just one piece of advice I have for people who are maybe struggling with that transition or are going home after college or whatever. And this may sound crazy to some people, but your parents are not perfect. Your parents want your safety more than anything else. Give your parents some grace. If they ask you to come home at a certain time, hey, you may be 19, 20 years old, right? You may like, hey, I'm a grown individual. I leave for school 10 months out of a 12-month year. You may believe that, and you're right. But when you critically think about it, you're like, okay, my parent just wants me to be safe. Let me just go home and relax. It's a big transition, I know, but I'm just offering another way to think about it.